Yo, what's up, guys? It's Andre Kenshin here, and today this is the fourth annual of the NHL Playoff Predictions. This is the Stanley Cup edition in 2025. So over the last four seasons, from beginning this May 2022, and then the playoffs begins in April 2023 and 2024. Now, for the fourth time in a row, the playoff prediction Stanley Cup, the hockey is season's there. Let's check out the NHL on X right now. Update. You see the bracket. What's going on here? You see, we got the four division championships. We got the first time we got the Winnipeg Jets gets the first ever President Trophy in franchise history. This marks the first time the Canadian team have won the President Trophy since it was 2012 Vancouver Canucks. So you see, the Winnipeg Jets will play the first round against the second wild card team is St. Louis Blues. Second matchup, you see we got the rematch of the Western Conference semifinals between the Avalanche. Next matchup, we got the Pacific champion Vegas Golden Knights will meet against Minnesota Wild. And then we got the Chapter 4, one of the most intense and rivalry series gonna be ever seen this before. We got the Los Angeles Kings take on the Edmonton Oilers, the defending Western Conference champions. On the other hand, in the East, we got the Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Ottawa Senators. The battle of the Canadian team in the East is gonna be good team. It's gonna be good matchup. Next, we got the Battle of the Florida. We got Tampa Bay Lightning take on Florida Panthers. It's gonna be a rivalry matchup. This will meet again for the fourth time in the last 5 years. The Lightning won twice in the playoffs. It was 2021 and 2022, and then the Panthers get a job in 2024 last year. Next, we got in the Metro side, we got the Washington Capitals take on another Canadian. It was the Habs, Montreal Canadiens. And then finally, we got the Carolina Hurricanes take on New Jersey Devils. So who's gonna win here? The road to the Stanley Cup final in 2025. Hope you guys, as you can see, there's no four original six in the United States. That was the first time ever in the history of the NHL since it began in 1970. So far, ever since the original six have made it, the four original six are out of the United States, but the two of original six they have Canadian side. This is gonna be good. So now, anyway, further ado, and we are here now. The road to the 2025 Stanley Cup Finals is here. Anyways, let's get started and enjoy and start off in the West. First matchup of the night will features the second wildcard members, St. Louis Blues, take on the Winnipeg Jets. I think I'm gonna get the Winnipeg Jets get a job done. Looks like he failed to sweep in Game 4, and they're going to win the series as the Jets will move on past over St. Louis Blues. Next, we have the Minnesota Wild take on the Vegas Golden Knights. I think we're gonna go with the Vegas Golden Knights win in Game 6 after the Game 1 loss here on the home. By the end of Vegas Golden Knights will win the series in 6 games or advances to the second round. Next, we got a Colorado Avalanche take on the Dallas Stars, the rematch of the Western Conference semifinals when the Stars beat the Avalanche in overtime in 6 games to advance to the Western Conference Finals before they eventually lose the Western Conference Finals in 6 games against the Oilers. But now, they take the Dallas Stars continuing dominating over Colorado Avalanche. They will win the series in 6 games, move on to the second round to knock off to Colorado Avalanche in 6. Next is going to be the most intense in the rivalry. We will get the Chapter 4 of a Kings Oilers Part 4. Every time they face up in the playoffs, they met 3 times now. 2022, the Oilers won in Game 7 against the Kings. 2023, the Oilers beat the Kings in 6. And then 2024, it was the Oilers winning series in 5. We made it to the Stanley Cup. So this was the number 4. They rematched every time the rivalry faced up in the playoffs since they meet Ace. It's going to be good feeling now. It's going to be a good physical series. It's going to be careful. Oilers and the Kings, and I'm going to say the Oilers will win this series in 6 games to advances to the Western Conference semifinals to took down the Los Angeles Kings, will move on to win the series in 6 games. Next up in the East, we got the Washington Capitals take on the Montreal Canadiens, and then we're going to get with Washington Capitals will sweep it to advances to the second round to take out the Montreal Canadiens. Next, we got Senators and Maple Leafs. I think we're gonna get another. We got the first 2 game sevens right here. I think the Senators winning did not upset as they almost blew it comeback down 3-1 to win the series in 7 games as the Maple Leafs get it done here. This was the second playoff victory in 3 seasons there after they beat Lightning in 6. Now the curse is nothing. Last time the Maple Leafs was made of the conference finals, it's been long while. Last time the Maple Leafs, what year did Maple Leafs? I think what year? Let's see. Last time the Maple Leafs was made in the conference finals, it was 19. No, last time the Maple Leafs was made to the conference finals, it was 2002. The Maple Leafs are made to the Western Conference Finals in seasons and ended up losing to the 2002 Conference Finals against, I think, Carolina Hurricanes in the 2002. It was the last time. So the Maple Leafs will move on to the second round. Devils and the Hurricane, and after that, because the Devils won in game 1, so I'm gonna go with the Hurricanes won the series in 5 to knock off the New Jersey Devils to win the series in 5 games. And finally, Battle of Florida number 4. We got Florida Panthers and Tampa Bay Lightning. And gonna go on the stun here as the defending Stanley Cup champions ruse in to avoid and collapse this series after the win, coming back down 3-1 to win this series in 7 as the Panthers get a job done to advance to the semifinals. Next, we got a semifinal round. We got the Dallas Stars and the New York and the Winnipeg Jets. And gonna stun here. I'm gonna get the favorite team, Dallas Stars, get it done here to win the series in 7 games in a hard-fought 7-game series to advances to the conference finals to knock off his team of Winnipeg Jets. That will be interesting. Next, we got East. We got Edmonton Oilers take on the Vegas Golden Knights. I think I'm gonna go with the Golden Knights for a job done after they almost got a sweep in this series as the Golden Knights will win this series in 6 games after the Oilers won game 4 and 5. And Connor McDavid, the defending Western Conference champions, are out in the like that happened because the last season the Oilers failed to come back down 3-0 against the Panthers and not win the championship. So the Golden Knights will win and advances to the conference finals again for Golden Knights. On the east side, we got the Capitals take on the Hurricanes. And we're gonna get the Capitals will win the series. Will win the series in 5 after losing game number 2 for the Hurricanes, and then Capitals will win the series in the first 3 and advances to the conference finals in the East. This was the last time the Capitals was made to the Stanley Cup. It was 2018. They won the championship in 2018 against the Golden Knights. This was the only championship in the Capitals' history. And finally, we got the Panthers and the Maple Leafs. And I think and we're gonna get Panthers will win this series in the 6 games after losing in game 4 and 5. Then will be same thing, same story. Now we're gonna go with the Panthers will move on to the conference finals again. Now down to the final 4 in the 2025 Stanley Cup Conference Finals. We got the Dallas Stars taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. In the Florida Panthers taking on the Capitals. Last time the Canadian team was made it to the conference finals, this happened. This one was in this last season. The Oilers made it to the conference finals. The last time no Canadian team was made it to the conference finals, it was 2023 actually in the 2 seasons. So we got Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights. It will be part 3. There will be another matchup between the Stars and the Knights. First matchup they met in the 2020 Western Conference Finals. Stars won, eventually made it to the Stanley Cup Final before losing to Tampa Bay Lightning. 2023, this time the Golden Knights will win. It's stunning. They stopped the Dallas Stars to win the series in 6 games. They made it through and eventually won the championship in 2023, Stanley Cup champion by the Golden Knights. And then 2024, just like the last year, the Golden Knights almost the defending champions and almost trying to go for the last 2 champions in the Stanley Cup. With Avalanches, they lose the 7 games against the Stars, and unfortunately, our favorite team is over as the Golden Knights will win the series in 6 games to win to advance to the Stanley Cup Final. Next, on the ends of the East, Panthers and the Capitals. This was gonna good game here. We're gonna be careful right now, and then after this, we're going to win the series. Now we're gonna again become a physical matchup there in a good game. And now the defending champs are out, so it looks like the Panthers will win this series. No. The Capitals will win the series in 7 games after they lose a last game 5 and win. The Capitals are on their way to the finals in the Stanley Cup in 2025, so it's going to be a good matchup. So as you see, Bruins, Rangers, Blackhawks, and Red Wings are not in the playoffs in the original 6 none of the teams. So and then the Pittsburgh Penguins not in the playoffs. Did not happen because the Pittsburgh Penguins missed the playoffs for the 3rd time since the and then longest playoff appearances for Penguins. And now, finally on their way, we got the Stanley Cup Finals. Features the Golden Knights and the Capitals rematch of the 2018 Stanley Cup Finals. And the Capitals won in 5 games. And then we're gonna get redemption here, and I'm gonna say the Golden Knights won a championship in 2025. Will win this series in 6 games. And there you go, guys. So the Vegas Golden Knights are the champions in 2020. 5 champions. They are outlast. The Washington Capitals will win the series in 5 games. So then how does it matter because of the not Stanley Cup team? And that'll do it for now. This is Andre Henshin as the Stanley Cup playoffs will begin about tomorrow along with the NBA playoffs. The road to the NBA finals in 2025. So this is Andre Henshin. The NBA playoffs will begin tomorrow night here. We got our first 4 games. We got the Milwaukee Bucks and the Indiana Pacers. It's gonna be good. The LA Clippers take on the Denver Nuggets. We got the Detroit Pistons take on the New York Knicks. And finally, the Minnesota Timberwolves take on the Los Angeles Lakers. So the road to the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals in the year 2025. So it's gonna be interesting now. So that'll do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin as the first game earlier the OKC Thunder dominate the Detroit Pistons 126-102. I'm Andre Kenshin. It's time to say so long, and we'll see you tomorrow. We're heading to AT&T Center in San Antonio for the Golden State Warriors and the San Antonio Spurs. Sign up and peace out. Good night, and thanks for watching. Reminder, we will see you tomorrow for the Warriors and Spurs game. Sign up and peace out. Good night.